Good morning, good moment. Welcome to the Crawford Show. I'm Christel. It's nice to see you guys here. It's nice to have you listening. Gosh, this is season 3, episode 25, which means we are halfway through season 3. In real time, it's December 23rd, 2019. We're 2 days away from Christmas, and I have fake eyelashes on. That's the whole State of the Union. You are live with me in my kitchen. It should be snowy here in Ontario, but it's not. It is dry as a mother effing bone. And I call this week's episode, Your Body Listening to the Whispers. Okay, to be fair, I didn't actually call this week's episode anything. I had my team create this week's episode, which was a little bit challenging for me. I would say in 2.5 years, hi Lisa, hi Bronwyn, hi Kathy. I have not let go control of the naming of my show to anybody. And this week we created a call. My team created a call for me. Hi Guy, you've been invited if you're on my email list. We have it happening in about an hour here about your body, creating space for your body in the holidays. Hey Amanda, hey Patty. And I was like, well, hey, listen, if we're gonna have a call on the day I do my show, we need a topic for the show. And so the team created this topic. So you're welcome. And I looked at the topic, hi Kathy, hi Catherine, and I was like, do I have anything to say about this? Do I know anything about body? Yes, I do. But I was actually going to ask you guys, since we're at the beginning of the show, and you guys are such a huge contribution in these conversations, would you go ahead and type into the comments if you have a question about you and your body? What if you could get anything out of this conversation, and you could have me talk about anything, what would that be? And I will watch for your comments and I will add that to the conversation. The first thing I want to say about this topic is that when I first discovered the tools of Access Consciousness and I heard you can ask your body something, it was very, 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 very foreign to me. Hi, Hava. Hi, Daphna. So I didn't know about asking my body. I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know how you listen to your body. I didn't know my body talked. I was pre-Access Consciousness. I was a triathlete. I worked out 6 times a week. I ran and swam and biked and all the weight training that goes with being a successful triathlete. And I was studying to be a nutritionist. And so I was doing everything body. But what the point of view that I was doing it from was that I wanted to look good and I wanted to feel good, but mostly I wanted to look good. And so when I found Access Consciousness, it was like 2 or 3 months after I'd gotten separated from my second husband. I was ready for a whole life change. And I heard you could listen to your body and that you could eat anything you wanted. This was the pieces I heard. You could listen to your body, you could eat anything you wanted. And I think that's all I really heard, is you could eat anything you wanted, because I had lived my life up to 38 years old in this incredibly dense body world of having to follow the rules. So when I was a kid, we were a vegetarian, so we didn't eat meat. And then my mom was always weight conscious, so there was always a weight conversation happening in our life. You know, I went to Weight Watchers with my mom when I was 14, and I lost some weight, and I was so excited. I didn't need to lose weight at 14. So weight for me and body for me had always been this one kind of conversation. So when I found Access, I basically dropped that conversation. I was like, oh, this conversation, you can just eat what you want and ask your body. And so I stopped moving completely, and I'm still kind of there. And I started eating whatever I wanted. And of course my body shape changed, because at the time I was moving and working out and doing all these activities every single day. And so I was kind of a hard body, you know. Now I'm kind of a soft body. But what I've gotten out of this last 2 or 3 years has been so invaluable to me. And I would say about halfway into my Access Consciousness journey, of course I noticed the changes in my body. And I had always been accustomed to creating changes in my body from judgment. And Sarti, I don't know how to say your name, Sarti. I'm gonna talk about your question, so thank you so much. I was used to creating changes from judgment. I'm too fat, these clothes don't fit, therefore I need to lose weight, was really my MO. But I made a demand that no matter what the fuck my body looked like, I was going to get into the space of no judgment about everything. And so I didn't add movement back in. I was like, I'm just not gonna change my body from judgment anymore. I'm gonna learn to listen, and I'm gonna choose what works for me. So we're about 3 years into that model, that exploration of everything. And I have actively, for the last 3 years, been like using the tools of asking and getting awareness from my body more and more and more and more and more and more and more around sex, around dating, around STDs, around food, around pain, around awareness, everything. And so I'm excited to become, like, I'm going to be a 3-day body class facilitator by the end of the year. And I'm so excited to be starting to facilitate these classes. And now I'm even doing the 1-day classes, because there is so much awareness and information that your body can gift you if you're willing to listen. So let me start with Sarti's question. I'm sorry if I'm brutalizing your name, my gorgeous woman. But this is what, Kathy, you asked too. I'll go to Sarti's first and then yours. So she asked, hi, my body seems to like healing or fixing things for other bodies, or is it something else? What else do I have to acknowledge that I haven't? Body, how can we have more ease with each other? Okay, cool. So, and guys, like, if you need more on this, I have a call literally starting in 50 minutes. So if this body topic is a huge body topic for you, can somebody in my team post the link for that call and pin it at the top of this thread? That would be awesome. You guys can join us on the call and get individual facilitation for your thing, okay? But okay, so my body seems to like healing or fixing things for other bodies. Okay, cool. So first of all, the first thing I want to ask all of you guys is it possible that your body has healing abilities? Yes or no? Okay. If you get yes, I want to ask you, is it possible that you have been healing everybody around you unconsciously? Yes or no? Cool. If you've been healing people unconsciously, is it possible that you could have more consciousness with your body's healing ability? Yes or no? Okay. What would it be like to claim you and your body as the healer you are? None of us know what that means. None of us know what that means our life is going to look like. None of us know what kind of ease that might create for our body. But the thing is, when you have a capacity with something and you don't claim it, you don't own it, you don't acknowledge it, you don't function from it, you are at the effect of it. Now, the second thing I want to say is that's a common conversation in Access to talk about healing abilities, just so you guys know. Okay? And what a lot of us do that have intensity in our body, right? And that's how awareness shows up. Just so you know, awareness shows up as intensity in your body a lot of times, most of the time. What we do with knowing that we have healing abilities is we tend to go to conclusion about it. If I have intensity, that means I'm healing, and I don't want to do that, so therefore, how do I stop? Goes the logic train. But the thing is that your body is just a sensorial organism. It's just sensorial. It's an information receiver. It's like a radio receiver tower. So it receives information and awareness from everything, from the earth, from the things around it, from the entities around it, from the other bodies, from realities, from points of view. Everything's energy. Your body perceives energy. Now, we weren't shown that or taught that or given skills or tools like, I'm glad to see you too, Hassan. We weren't given skills or tools to deal with that awareness, okay? So as a kid, for me, my family was super intense, like really intense. My parents argued loudly and long. There was threats of physical violence. There was sexual abuse between me and the siblings and my dad. There was, just tons of judgment about what was right and what was wrong and what was right and what was wrong. It was just a really, really intense place. So all of that stuff, all that intensity showed up in my body. We weren't taught that our bodies use food as a homeopathic. So, we had a different habit when it came to food. There was a lot of information about the way our bodies function that I wasn't given. I'm imagining you weren't given the handbook to your body either. So, for example, when I would go to school, I went to one kind of school until grade 4, and then I went to a different kind of school after that, public school after that. And I was very different. I dressed different. I had really long hair and big glasses. I was very smart. I was musical. I was like all the unpopular things was what I was. And on top of that, I really didn't use a lot of language. I didn't speak a lot. So I was very quiet, and I had big eyes, and I just watched everybody. So I was different, like in every single possible way. Religiously, I didn't get vaccinations. Like I just didn't fit in anywhere. I didn't fit in from a social standpoint, from a clothing standpoint, from a nothing. So I was really made fun of. And so I would walk into school in the mornings, and I would feel all this energy. Like I would feel, and what I thought it was at the time was just anxiety and terror. And really, I walked around most of my life feeling a lot of terror in my body. But I didn't know that that wasn't mine, and I didn't know that was awareness. So I tried to function from that terror as, good morning, Beck, as if it was mine, as if it was real, as if there was something to be afraid of. And when you function from as if there's something to be afraid of, you make very different choices than when you know it's just awareness and everybody else has shit going on, right? So that's the first thing, maybe the 80-second thing, but the definite tool that I would give you immediately is asking immediately when you have an intensity in your body and getting present with the energy as the intensity has an energy. Get present with that. Ask it, hey, are you mine or someone else's? 99.9% of the time you're going to get that it's someone else's. So the tool is to really return it to sender with consciousness attached and see if it changes. Now, I have intensities in my body that don't always change with that question. And so one of the things that Gary Douglas has been talking about recently that I've been so grateful for when it comes to body intensity is asking, is there, in this part of my body, is there a power here that I'm avoiding? If you get a yes to that, if you ask a question like that that has a yes or no response, you'll get one, yes or no. So like, for example, is there a power here I'm avoiding with my knee, yes or no? Yes, because I have an intensity in my knee. Okay, cool. So what's the power I'm avoiding here? And if I weren't avoiding it, what could I choose? And what you want to do with that question is get present with the energy that comes up when you ask the question. Don't go into your brain and try to figure out words for the answer, because that's you trying to come to a conclusion. Just get present with the energy of it. Now, if everything is energy, and nothing is actually solid or real, unless we make it that way, including points of view, then our body is one of the greatest facilitators of us being willing to be aware. Because guess what my body does when I won't listen any other way? It gets really intense. Like when I don't listen to what my body wants to eat or what my body wants to drink, my body creates this massive headache or something else. Every single time that I haven't listened to my body, it creates something so that I will listen. And so what is your body telling you that you have yet to listen to? One of the questions, there's a few questions you can ask just to get awareness of what's going on. So truth. You want to say to yourself truth because you'll lie to yourself like a motherfucker. So say truth, self. Is this mine or someone else's? First one. Truth. Is there a power I'm avoiding here? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Truth. Can I change this? Yes or no? If yes, okay. Truth, how can I change it? And truth, am I sick and tired of anything? Normally, this is one of the things I ask people that get sick. I'm like, hey, what are you sick and, is there anything you're sick and tired of? Because that's a great question. And another question is like, hey, truth, am I detoxing from this reality? Now, that's a weird question. especially if you're new to Access Consciousness. Am I detoxing from this reality? But here's one of the things that you should know about you. If you're watching my videos, it's very, very, very likely, 99% chance that you are different, that your body functions differently than 50% of the other people on the planet. And that's the thing about humanoid embodiment, is that it's different than human embodiment. Now, you have to look at all this information and just go, hey, listen, what makes you lighter is true for you. And what makes you heavy is not true for you. So you take that and you'll know what you know. But when I heard that humanoid embodiment was different, and I know I have a humanoid body, the other thing I simultaneously knew to that was that I had been creating my body as a human body for this entire time. And human bodies run on rules. Human bodies run on judgment, basically. Human bodies will respond to medication differently. Everything. They respond to everything differently. Like medication will work on a human body. Chemotherapy will work on a human body. All the normal remedies, generally speaking, will work on a human body. But on a humanoid body, we have a different body. Yeah. Could this be the change that I'm asking for? Possibly, Aurelia, you'll have to ask. Is there anything I'm detoxing from? Yes or no? Now, some of you are going to want to go to conclusion with all this stuff, and some of you are conclusionistas of magnitude. So the questions aren't to go to conclusion. The questions are to get an awareness, because once you get an awareness and you energetically acknowledge what's going on, that's when the energy will change. But conclusion doesn't do that same thing. Conclusion doesn't change the energy. All that's happening with any of us are energies. Solidifying, desolidifying, solidifying, desolidifying, solidifying, desolidifying. So what we're doing with all these questions is we are desolidifying anywhere we've solidified things. We're like, what is it? And all the molecules go. What can I do with it? And all the molecules go. Can I change it? And all the molecules go. So with intensities in your body, you can get present with the energy that's right there in your body. Like in my knee, for example. So here's what I'm going to ask my knee. So truth, knee, do you need to see a doctor? Yes or no? No. Truth, do you require something else? Yes. Truth, do you require movement? Yes or no? No. Truth, do you require something else? Yes. Truth, am I aware of something? Yes or no? Yes. Truth, am I aware of somebody? Yes or no? Yes. Truth, is that somebody, does that somebody have a body or not have a body? No body. Truth, is that being with no body in my body? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so that's weird, but here's what I'm going to do on Real Live Facebook is I'm going to clear the being that's in my body. So you who has a knee problem in my body, truth, who are you? Truth, who were you before that? 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 Truth, what's your job? Truth, what was your job before that? Truth, what was your job before that? Truth, what was your job before that? And truth, who will you be in the future? You can take your magnetic imprinting and you can go now. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just be with that change and see what changes, to see if my knee gets any less intense, to see what's different. And the thing that I just did there are the tools from Talk to the Entities, and I teach those, I facilitate those classes all over the world. So if those are intriguing to you, I recommend you take those classes from me or anybody else. Talk to the Entities. And the thing about having other beings in your body is it's not really that weird. There's disembodied beings everywhere. Sometimes they reside in your body for different reasons. Sometimes they're outside, all the time they're outside of you. And so you want to ask the questions to get awareness so that you can use the tools that are going to create the change you'd like to have. Now, the other thing I'll say about body stuff is that sometimes it's really valuable for us to keep it. And my mom is a great example of this. She's constantly sick and constantly doesn't feel good. But the thing about my mom is if she actually was willing to choose wellness, choose health, choose well-being, her life would change. And right now, her sickness justifies the choice she's making to not create, which is totally fine. But you also have to get that sometimes body stuff justifies, your body's creating the justification for your choices. Oh, I'm so glad, Hava. Cool. So that's just something else to be aware of, is like, you know, especially if you find yourself using body stuff as a reason and justification, there's a value to that for you. Like there's gift in it for you. You get to have that thing, and you get to have that as your story of why you can't, and that's a gift. So that's just another something to be aware of with body stuff. The other thing you can do with body stuff, like with my knees, for example, genetically in my family, we've had knee problems. Now, I think that's interesting because also in my family, we've done a lot of needy and need. What I need from you is this, and what I need from you is this. We've done a lot of take from each other and from each other. So I would also play with every part of your body, like, hey, what can I is there anything I can clear here that would make this easier? So for example, for my knees, I would pock and pot everywhere that I have aligned and agreed with or resisted and react. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Huh. Okay, I'm going to share this awareness with you because I just had it. Okay. I'm going to tell you this hopefully in a way that makes sense, because here's where your body becomes a great facilitator of you. So one of the things I've been looking at lately as a facilitator is I still have this place in my world where people who are needy grate on me. They are one of the things that I resist the most. If you are needy with me up to this moment right now, you are going to be somebody that I just get kind of pissy with. That's interesting because my knees have been very, very, very sore. Okay, so this is where this gets hilarious. Okay, that is so interesting. So what I'm going to play with right now is everywhere I've made need real, everywhere I've aligned and agreed with it or resisted and reacted to it that's holding it in place, everywhere I was the creator of need, I'm going to destroy and create all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Oh, that's so light. Everything I'm doing with my body to heal need as if it's real, I destroy and create all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay. So that is the clearing statement. You can go to theclearingstatement.com if you need more information on that. Everything I've done to hold this in place, everything I've done to create it, everywhere I've aligned and agreed with it or resisted and reacted to it that's holding it in place, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Everything I've locked into my body, everything I've locked out of my body, everything I've locked into my exoskeleton. I'll talk about that in a second. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Everywhere I'm destroying my body to prove the rightness of my point of view. I revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create all that times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What energy and space and consciousness and choice can I be to be as needless as I truly be, and everything that is times a godzillion, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what energy, space, and consciousness can I be to be as needy as I truly be, and everything that is times a godzillion, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds, and everything that doesn't allow my needs to run my life, my living, and my reality. I destroy and create all that. Right, wrong, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So for those of you guys that are just joining, I discovered something in regards to my body that matched something I've been trying to change. And that you're going to discover this, that your body is giving you so much information all the time. And I'm so grateful that we're having this conversation, because I never would have discovered this otherwise, because I've been looking at changing something around where I buy need as real, and my knees have been really hurting lately. So The only time something can solidify is when you buy it as real. And what I mean by real is that you buy something about it, like your pain has a reason, or your pain is this. If you decide that your pain is something, that sticks it in place, that makes it real. If you decide that I have genetic knee problems, that makes it real. Now all of a sudden, every point of view you buy, you have to prove. So your body's going to contribute to the proving of that point of view. So your body's just giving you awareness. It is this ever malleable, ever changeable gift of possibility if we're willing to be with it like that. But it's a humanoid body and it doesn't function like human bodies. So you have to be with it different, and you have to discover what that is, and you have to begin tuning into and listen differently. You can't just listen with your ears, you have to listen with your perceiving. Okay? So what's possible for you that you don't think is possible, that if you would allow the possibilities would actualize a different physical reality? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So for all of you guys that are live, if you want to join me on the call in 30 minutes, we're going to have a whole call about this. We're going to run clearings and you can ask your questions. The link is pinned at the top. And for the rest of you guys, like, there's body classes happening all over the world, and these body classes unlock you and your body's ability to listen, to be aware. So what energy and space and consciousness and choice can you and your body be to receive all information with no point of view with total ease? And what energy and space and consciousness can you and your body be to transmute all energies with total ease? And everything that doesn't allow it, times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Cool. So I'm doing body process classes all over the world this year. Next year will be 3-day body classes with me, but there are 3-day body classes everywhere in the world, and I cannot talk about them enough. If you can get yourself to any sort of energetic body class with access, do it. Run. First with the bars, and then with any other energetic body process. I've got them everywhere. There's facilitators all over the world that do these. Please, please, please choose this, because you will receive more of you than you ever thought was possible. More awareness, more consciousness, more happiness, more money, more success, more of you. Do it. And come on the call in 30 minutes if that's fun for you too. I adore you. I'm grateful for you. If this contributed, please share it with your friends. And I will see you guys next week. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. You are my gift.